Thursday Night Football last night, San Francisco beats the New York Giants 30-12, so they covered the 10.5 points, and they let the world know, yeah, we are the best team, arguably, I suppose, in all of football. And in the NFC, Deebo Samuel was a man amongst boys. But now that Greg is here today, I just wonder if you could help me out with when a quarterback throws for 137 yards and 1 pick and no touchdowns in a game. On paper, is that guy worth $40 million? No, thank you. The New York Giants have played 12 quarters of football now. If you take the 2 quarters, the second half against Arizona, out, they've scored a grand total of 12 points. 12 points in 10 quarters and only 400 yards. That's 2.5 games of football led by the $40 million quarterback, the wonder kid named Daniel Jones, who you had as the 8th best quarterback in the entire NFL.
That's hard. Good job.
Oh, Greg Jennings.
Yeah, so not excluding Craig.
Okay.
Can you honestly sit here and say, after watching that game, yeah, Daniel Jones was the reason why they keep losing, or the reason why they lost last night? No, you cannot. No, Jacoby, no, you cannot.
Answer?
When you watch this team, Daniel Jones has not been, because I'm not going to give you a chance to answer, because you just want to oppose me just to prove the point. When you watch this team, they just can't pull it together. This is not a team that can play off schedule, behind the downs. You look at the San Francisco 49ers, what you can't do is allow them to sack your quarterback, and then you're in 3rd and long. They couldn't overcome it. And then when you're the Giants defense, they're giving up everything. This is not on Daniel Jones. Yes, it looks bad. They can't get the ball down the field. 3 weeks in a row, we've seen receivers drop passes and then it be intercepted, and it's on Daniel Jones. So statistically, it looks even worse.
To be fair, though, he overthrew Waller going down the seam.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He threw the ball behind his head on another pass.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
This is another thing.
Yeah.
And when you lose, and when your team is playing poorly, what you do at the quarterback position is magnified. So you can't make mistakes. You can't not have a good throw. Like Brock Purdy, did he overthrow anybody? Did he have bad throws?
He did.
But his team still had success. So we're not going to highlight those. When Daniel Jones struggled at any point in the game where he misses a throw, that's what we're going to point to. Why? Because he's needed to do and be perfect right now, which is unfair and unrealistic to ask of him.
I agree with you from this standpoint. His running game didn't come alive for him. They only rushed for 29 yards.
They only ran the ball 11 times.
But at the same time, you have to have more balanced attack. I understand from his standpoint, Daniel Jones felt like he had to carry the load. But overall, when you get paid that much, you got to be a world beater, and he wasn't. The defense is what let him down, and that's the problem.
The defense played like crap last night.
Okay, can I say this? Can I please say this? Because I know we're going to talk about this later in the show, but...
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. Okay. I'm not. No, I'm not. I was touched last night because I've become, as a Green Bay Packer, you don't root for the Giants, and I'm not rooting for the Giants because I'm vested in Daniel Jones.
Like you root for the Giants.
But we're not doing this with Justin Herbert. Why? Because this offense is producing, but yet it's not equating to
That's how
wins.
you're measured, though.
Yeah, but if you score 30 points a game and you throw for 3 bills every time out, it ain't your fault.
Justin Herbert also has a plethora of talent around him where we're starting to see.
I would say this: if the argument is let's compare Daniel Jones to Justin Herbert, you lose.
All the time.
I'm not saying I don't. I don't even have him in front of Justin Herbert. Right. But what I'm saying is we are measuring the success and the failures of the New York Giants solely and exclusively on Daniel Jones, and as if we didn't all watch that game.
Hold on.
Hold on. One last thing. When you started this show, you said Daniel Jones the worst quarterback on primetime football.
That's right.
And then you allowed these 2 guys to speak.
No.
Yeah.
What did they talk about?
But
the defense.
The stats are not great, but yesterday we sat here and talked about Justin Fields not owning up to the job, right? Of calling out the coach, right, for all his deficiencies.
Yeah.
When you play the quarterback position in the NFL, wins and losses are on your head. That's just the bottom line. And so when you talk about the lack of output from the New York Giants on the offensive side of the ball, it starts with Daniel Jones. So I don't think the criticism is unfair. What you do have to say, Daniel Jones, just moving forward, if I'm Daniel Jones, I'm pulling on Darren Waller, I'm pulling on Paris Campbell, I'm pulling on these pieces of Jalen Hyatt and say, hey, I can't do it without you.
I'll tell you this also, Willie. It did appear that maybe they missed Saquon Barkley a little bit yesterday.
100%.
Which they clearly did.
Yeah.
But your starting quarterback threw for 137 yards. Now, I want to defend him for one play. The first play we showed, which I think was the Bosa sack right on the goal line.
Maybe block
right?
Bosa.
Yeah. But I want to play. It's important for me to show this to you real quick. because you've got Evan Neal there on the right side, and you do have.
That guy!
Hold on a second. All right, I want just go back to the play and freeze it for me if you don't mind,
please,
because it's a reaction to what we talked about with the Jets not bringing a tight end in to help block Micah Parsons. The Giants have a tight end there. All right, so you've got a tight end.
He's outside Bosa.
And if you look at it close enough, the tight end is yelling at Evan Neal, look out for Bosa.
Can you speak to this? You're down blocking.
Yeah, his split was too wide to get to Bosa. And then you leave a gap for one of the, I mean, Bosa's get off.
And Bosa's supposed to buy the play fake, and Danny Jones runs around, but Bosa's just like, are you kidding me?
Well, bottom line is this. San Francisco is now 3-0. They're the first team, of course, to get the 3 wins. A little bit later on the show, we'll talk more about the game last night, where the Giants go from here. Obviously, very tough schedule, 11 days to hopefully get Saquon Barkley right for the Seattle game. And who else will join San Francisco with the ranks of the unbeaten? Only 8 other teams sitting there at 3-0. But it is Friday. The fellas are here. It is time for a segment that we call a For Real or a Fugazi.
Is that your card?
We're going to change that next week. All right, here we go. For Real and Fugazi, big man, I'll start with you.
Sure.
Zach Wilson, Sunday against the New England Patriots, is playing for his career. For real or a Fugazi?
This is 100% for real because Robert Saleh has called out this defense. I think this is his last try.
Gregor?
I'm with you. This is for real. He's not only playing for his career, but he's playing for his coach's career as well. When I look at this team, this is one game that you look at this schedule now that you don't have Aaron Rodgers, and you say, we got to win this game.
Yeah.
Because it save and salvages whatever we do moving forward, because we finally gave our fans and our organization something to root for in beating the New England Patriots.
Yes. This is the game of the year, not just for Zach Wilson, but for the Jets. Kansas City's coming up. I know.
Like,
we haven't beaten them in 7 years, Willie.
Exactly.
It is enough. It has to come to an end. But I'm going to say Fugazi to it real quick, only because they have no other quarterback to play.
That's my point.
So even if he stinks, he's the quarterback. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.